Hey, Piper. Turn this volume up on this thing. I was playing my um, farm sim game in the bed last night, and it's kind of loud, and there's no way on it to on the game to turn the volume down, so I had to get in on the main screen and turn the computer volume down, because if you get in a couple of those tractors, or one of the 18-wheeler the Peterbilt, so then I downloaded from a mod site, and that joker can get loud. So that, Emily was sleeping with us last night, and they both come awake. So anywho, little housekeeping. I am smoking a blend from Bayou Tobaccos in down on South Acadian Boulevard and Baton Rouge. Blend called Jackson. Y'all have heard me talk about this before, and getting pretty low on it. Well, got several bowls left. I probably got half an ounce maybe. Y'all heard me talk about this blend before. The real oh shoot, what is dadgum, another one of the nights I'm drawing a blank. It is a kind of a pistachio, nutty, buttery. It's an awesome smoke, especially when it's fresh. And I'm smoking it. I decided, I looked at the rack. I said, I'm trying to smoke some pipes on video that I hadn't smoked in a while, and I was down to actually I was looking at one of the newer ones, the little poker, and I was down to really between the poker, which I got for Christmas, and it's such a good smoker for a little $30 pipe, little Baracini, and was looking at a little pipe that I won from making a contest for making change, and a little handmade golden pipe, not the freehand or the one that Guy Witherspoon gifted me, and I chose the one Guy gifted. It's a little Kaywoodie. I believe it's a little half bent. I think this is their Saxon line. I don't think this had ever been smoked. It looked like it had not when Guy sent it. And this is not an old one or anything. They still. Now, I haven't seen this particular pipe, but they still make the Saxon line. The stem came new with some oxidation on it, and I soaked it in OxyClean, shined it up. She looks good and smokes good for a little Kaywoodie. And I didn't mean that the wrong way with Kaywoodie. Some of the Kaywoodies back that Guy collects for a couple of $100 that go back in the 40s and 50s, But some of the newer ones, the new ones now that you buy are about in line with the Dr. Grabo as far as price, and about the same quality too. And there's nothing wrong with either one of them. I own two Kaywoodies and probably 5 or 6 Dr. Grabos, and smoke them on a regular basis. There's not a thing wrong with them. But we are going to Baton Rouge this weekend, actually going to New Orleans. And we were worried about what to do with Cammy the cat, and so my niece, she said, look, I need to get away. They've got a whole house full of kids and brothers and sisters, and she said, I need to get away. She's 17. And she said, she's 19 in college, and she said, I need to do some studying, so I'll come babysit Cammy the cat. So she's going to stay here. Maybe there won't be too many wild parties here. I don't think so. She's a good girl. And so we got that problem solved for Cammy, which really is not necessary. We're not going to be gone, but I'm thinking maybe only one night, because we really need to get back. I've got some church activities Sunday that I need to be involved in. We've got a meeting, and we've got like a men's meeting type thing, the financial meeting, But cats are not like dogs. You know, if you pile a dog's bowl up with water and food, they're just going to eat and drink until it's gone. A cat won't do that. You know, if you're going overnight, it's not a big deal. And we may wind up staying 2 nights. We're leaving. We're going to leave Friday and come back Saturday night, or maybe Sunday. We hadn't quite made up our mind, but he's taking a job with. He works for Whole Foods. He left home, went to Baton Rouge, went to chef school, which surprised us because his idea of cooking up until that point was putting a Totino's pizza in the oven and frozen pizza in the oven, or maybe some toast in the toaster. But he went down and went to work for this company called Maxwell's Market there in Baton Rouge. And Nate and Rachel, y'all probably know exactly who I'm talking about. It's an upscale meat market. They sell fine wines and cheeses and steaks and different soups, and they've got a deli and all kind of, it's just an really upscale market. And he went to work for them in their deli. He called, and we said, oh, well, this should be interesting. So, man, he just blossomed there. Well, the first thing you know, he wanted to go to chef school, and he did. We helped him go. Although at the time, financially, it was expensive to go to that joker, about 20 grand. And couldn't do it all. But that child worked a full-time job, went to school, and paid. I mean, we helped him some. We helped him with his rent and that kind of stuff. And then I wound up making the note on his student loan to help him, But he wound up getting it done himself, and we're very proud of him. But anyway, he went to work for Holiday Inn Select. The Select Holiday Inn is usually the high-rise type Holiday Inns, and they had a huge restaurant type deal in there that did a ton of cake. Well, they had a banquet hall. They could have huge banquets and shows and trade shows and whatnot, and they did a ton of catering. I mean, he would call and say, well, we got to plate up 1,500 plates tonight. The kid just really blossomed, and of course after that he worked at a couple of restaurants and went to work for this nut down in New Orleans at La Petite Grocery, and he's one of these that thinks he's got to act like they do on Food Network, the yelling and the cussing and the throwing things, and he just burned him out. I mean, this was his second restaurant job, and he just burned him out. He went to New Orleans because his fiance lives there, and they're getting married in May. Well, he just burned him out, and she knew someone that was working at Whole Foods, and he got on at Whole Foods and loved it. He made assistant manager of the fish market, and here about 2 or 3 months ago, Maxwell's, they've got 3 or 4 locations. They're building a new one in Lafayette, and he wound up before he left there being their deli manager. Well, they want him to run the entire store, and they think that much of him, and called him and want him to come back. So he's going to train. The store's under construction in Lafayette, due to open, they thought in May, but it's going to actually be probably the middle of June, which is good because he's getting married in May. That'll help. It'll be a busy time. But the company he works for that owns the Maxwell's, they're building a strip center, and where they can rent other buildings out. They're going to occupy the corner building and be able to rent some others. So it's a major undertaking. It's not like this, normally in 2 or 3 couple of months or 3 they can throw up a building, but this is actually got some rental spaces in it too, so it's taking a little longer. But anyhow, he got a significant raise from what he's making. He's headed back. And we're proud of him. We're going to help him move. He's leaving most of his stuff in New Orleans, giving a lot of it away. We're bringing back a love seat that we had given him. He don't want it anymore, and it's a nice love seat. It came from our former living room suite, and it was extremely comfortable. I missed that deal, but my wife said, "Yeah, we'll take it back. We're going to put it in the bedroom. It'll make a nice reading, sit there and read." But so this time when we're moving, we won't have to rent a truck. I'm just going to rent a small U-Haul trailer because it's mainly TV, clothes, and bed and dresser. That's what he's taking. He's traveling light because he's going to stay with a friend of his in Baton Rouge. And he'll go into New Orleans on the weekend and court his fiancée. But he's an excellent chef. He is and he'll get a chance to hone in some of his skills when he goes back to Maxwell's, because he'll be over the whole store. And in the deli, they do some creative cooking. They got their basics, different sandwiches and things, and they're really, they'll have New Orleans style po' boys and whatnot, but they'll have some exotic soups, and they'll have different dishes that they cook on a regular basis, different things, and he'll be able to use some of his creative talents there. And that's what a chef likes to do. They love it. Some chefs go to work for like Outback or something, and they pay good, pay excellent money, but you got to follow their menu, and he's kind of like me, and that's what I enjoy about the restaurant. Now, we're not doing upscale cooking by no means, but I like to be creative. I like to try new things, and being that I own the place, I can do that. Well, he'll have a lot of that freedom. They have a standard menu, but they do have daily specials that's up to the manager, so he'll be able to do some of that he enjoys too. So, anywho, it's cold here. It's about 20 degrees, which I know there's some others that are a lot colder, but it's cold. 14-degree chill factor. Chance of light dusting of snow, ½ inch, and they've already canceled school here for Ouachita Parish. Go figure. But now south of here, about 40 or 50 miles, they're going to get 2 or 3 inches. So, and I understand that some of y'all in Georgia are going to get it pretty heavy too. So, as I said before, the South is getting winters like we used to have. We hadn't had this in a while, and I hope it gets rid of some of these bugs and insects. Man, we really needed this. As much as I'm looking forward to March, we really needed it. I don't know if I told y'all or not. I got the boys. I think I got the Boy Scout deal. This could turn into a 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 event thing a year to be able to. They want breakfast and lunch, and breakfast will be basic. Lunch will be hamburgers, hot dogs, corn dogs, nachos, Frito pies, simple stuff, French fries for the Boy Scouts. And so looking forward to that. That'll be, I know, 2 weekends in March, and possibly a family weekend later March or 1st of May. My wife said, well, if it's 22nd, I'm not going to be able to help you because she's going to their shower. They're having a tea for our future daughter-in-law, and so they're going to go down there. But I'm going to re-up on some of this Jackson and go to Bayou, and I may run by Don once, but I definitely want to re-up on some Jackson. He's got several blends named after parishes in Louisiana, which our parishes are the same as y'all's county. Jackson Parish, and of course I'm going to send Pappy some of this Jackson because his wife's from Jackson Parish, and he wanted to try it. Ouachita, which is where I live, is just another cherry blend, and I keep the cherry smash, which was gifted to me by Toy Maker Larry, and I keep the 6 Kings from M8. So I didn't really want another cherry blend. It smelled good, but I'm gonna try some others. And Tiger Bud was another one that I like from down there. We'll get an ounce or 2 of that, to a couple ounces of that, but. I did not realize when I was talking about the chocolate honey from McBaron that they're discontinuing. And I guess it was not a really great blend, but I like it. I like the smell of it. I like the taste of it. And I need to try to order a couple of tins before they're out. I didn't realize that. That's a shame. But I will say this. I fired it up in the truck. We were going to town. My daughter was in the back seat, Emily. And she never, this is the first time she's ever done it, but she said, I can't. That smells horrible. That smells horrible. Put that out. She's never done that. And my wife said, well, it smells okay. And I love the way it smells. It was one room note I could smell as I was smoking it. But Emily didn't like it. So I guess a lot of other people didn't either. But I always intend to make about a 7 or 8 minute video, and we wind up at 14. But that's what happens, or 15. That's what happens when you get with friends. You get to talking and enjoy yourself. Well, look. Y'all have a good one. Take care, and we'll try to see you tomorrow. Y'all stay warm. God bless.